Hello and good day, everyone. I'm so glad to host another live on Winning Wednesday. I am your luxury event specialist, Pamela Howard, and I am going to be sharing plans, process, and strategies so you can win on Winning Wednesday. Winning Wednesday is all about a mindset. Once you have the mindset, you have to learn how to be accountable. It starts with a plan. Selecting an action buddy is my favorite when it comes to starting with a plan. Secondly, you create your process. You decide when you're going to meet with your action buddy, you keep the communication going, and you write down everything. Journal it out if you need to. And lastly, you put together a strategy. What is it that fuels what you want to do or your plan? What is the outcome of what you want your plan to be like, and what steps are you going to take once you have that plan and you create that process, and then you have the strategy that's going to help you win. All right. So, in short, I'm going to talk a little bit about smells. So, on Winning Wednesday, for the month of March, we've been talking about how we can use our five senses to help us in our events and in planning. And so, I'm talking about smell today. I have mentioned all of our senses. We talked about seeing, hearing, smelling, not smelling, tasting, and touch. And the last one today for the month of March is about smell. Okay. And smell is tied into your memory. So if you want your event to be memorable, you need to have pleasant smells that are pleasing to your guests, but not overpowering enough to be noticed. Okay. You can select different smells in different areas. Be careful, take in consideration of smells in different areas so they're not intermingling or competing. So if you know you have one space that's going to have a huge food smell, you don't want to create another smell that's going to compete with that, but you want that smell for the food to actually complement all the other sections in your event that's going to have a smell. Or you could have a disaster, and we don't want that. Also keep in mind that you want your smell to be able to enhance your visitor's experience. For example, adding a little peppermint to the air can help keep folks alert and aid in memory retention during educational sessions. Okay, that is a cute little tip there. So, know that no matter how hard you try, the scent you choose is going to compete with other smells. It's just going to happen, such as fragrances used by your attendees, maybe that they may have on their person. You can be sure that the aroma you select can compete with other smells and not negatively interact with them. It is very possible. You have to be thoughtful when attempting to engage all five of your senses in an event. But the results are worth the effort. I thank you all that have been joining me to learn about how we can use our five senses to not only win, but to have better planning in our events. And by creating an immersive experience, you are delivering content that your attendees will remember and want to experience again and again. So, this was the finalization of our Winning Wednesday for the month of March. We talked about using our five senses to help us plan better and leverage better in our events and to help us what? Win. So, now since that was such a short session, the five sense of smell was so short, I want to talk to you about plan, process, and strategy. Please click like, share if you're watching me on YouTube, whether you're watching me on either one of the Facebook pages. I want you to make sure that you're sharing and liking this. So, I have a group called Plan, Process, and Strategy. And plan, process, and strategy is it's all about plans, it's all about processes, and it's all about strategies. And as I was stating earlier in my introduction about being able to, what I wanted to share with you so that you can win, I believe if you want to win, you have to have a plan. You must understand the process of that plan. And then your process must have a strategy, which is going to help you win, help you get a return, or however you want to leverage your product, service, cause, business. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a plan. A plan is typically any diagram or a list of steps with details of timing and resources used to achieve an objective to do something. It is commonly understood to a temporal set, okay, of intended actions through which one expects to achieve a goal. That is what a plan is. I'm going to give you an example of a few plans, okay? Creating a shopping list, creating an event timeline, meeting itineraries. These are very simple, similar plans, okay? My plan is to make a shopping list today. My plan is to create an event timeline. My plan is to create a meeting itinerary, okay? You with me? Now that you have a plan of what you're going to do, now you have to create a process. And I'm going to share the definition of process. And I just want to say, since there's so many people that's chiming in different areas, I will be going back and looking at my comments, looking at your comments. Please submit your questions, whatever you have. If you want more information, would love to have maybe a strategy session with you. All those that see this on the replay, hit replay if you want a strategy session. If you seeing me live, make sure you type in live and we'll set it up and we'll come up with that plan, process, strategy. My gift to you today, because I want you to win on Wednesday. Okay? Now, process. A process is a series of actions which are carried out in order to achieve a particular result. Okay? Let's go back to the shopping list. You creating a shopping list, and the process to creating your shopping list is what? You want to plan a meal. Maybe you want to take inventory. Maybe you want to look up coupons, okay? Specify the quantities of what you're going to purchase from your shopping list, okay? Let's talk about the event timelines. The event timelines. If you're going to plan to do an event timeline, then the process typically is the why, okay? Prioritizing your planning. You're going to have a day at a glance. You're going to be able to stay on task. You're going to be able to have a breakdown of your structure so that you can be organized, okay? And then meeting itineraries. You have your meeting itineraries. Think about, you have that plan you want to do, and you're doing this meeting itinerary. Why? Because you want to give clarity, clarify an aim or purpose, okay? Assign roles, review meeting records maybe, okay? Plan the next steps. Maybe you're going to use it as an evaluation or to evaluate other things, okay? Now, you got your plan, you got your process. Now we need the strategy. Let's talk a little bit about the strategy. A strategy provides a clear roadmap consisting of a set of guiding principles of rules that defines the actions people and business should do, okay? That is what your strategy is. So you got your plan, you have your process, now you have your strategy, you understand what your strategy is, and let's go back again. Shopping list. Start early. My shopping list and my strategy to be able to create my shopping list and the process of being able to plan my meals, take inventory, look up coupons, specify quantities is I'm going to have to start early. Okay, this is my strategy. I'm gonna have to break my list down by store. Maybe you can't get everything you need for your list at one store, so you need to go do your research, write down the stores, and plan your list by stores. Then you have to create a menu. Okay, if you're gonna plan your meals, you have to have a menu. Start creating your menus. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe Saturdays is an eat out day. Maybe you don't need to shop for that day. Okay. Secondly, maybe how are you going to go and buy your groceries? Are you going to order online? Are you going to have to make time and strategize how you're going to go to the store? Maybe you don't have a vehicle, need to schedule an Uber. I don't know. Make it ongoing. Whatever your strategy is, make sure it is something that you can do ongoing and do every day that you need it. Let's go to the event timeline about strategies. Okay. Start a long-term timeline. Okay. The purpose of a long-term there's a difference between a long-term timeline and then your day of timeline. Okay. Very, very different. So we're going to make a plan to do an event timeline. Okay. In order to do that, you have to type out you have to start with your long-term timeline. And this long-term timeline should be where you establish your anchors, okay? What is going to be going on that you have to create this timeline. Add your vendors and create your vendors timeline. Your cake person may not show up the same time that your florist is going to show up, okay? But you may want to know what that timeline is because maybe the cake needs to be incorporated with flowers. There are some edible flowers that are on cakes, and people may have that. All right. You want to create multiple drafts, okay? Break your timeline, your long term timeline, into months from 6 to 12 months. What are those tasks and what do I need to be doing to be organized? Okay. And then once all of that has been done, then you have your day of timeline where you can go and delegate. That goes back to, the things that you want to do, having something at a glance and being able to stay on task and breaking down. All right. I hope this is helpful. I'm going to give you the last one. So we talked about meeting itineraries. We're going to plan a meeting itinerary. And that process to do that, the reason why we're creating the process is because we want to have that aim. We want to have that purpose. Okay. All right. And so the strategy for that is that we're going to type out our agenda. If we want to have clarity and aim and purpose and assign roles, we need to type out our agenda for our meeting itinerary. We're going to create a time for introductions. Okay. When you're having a meeting, you want to have time for an introduction or a welcome. You want to have time frames for presentations. Maybe you need an icebreaker. Maybe there's a lunch that's going to be incorporated. Okay. Maybe there's a guest speaker. Okay. And maybe there's interactive team building activities that need to be done. Okay. This is going to help you create your aim, your purpose. It's going to be aligned in your roles, assigning roles, You're going to be able to, have recordings in your meeting, plan for your next steps. So after this meeting, then when is the next meeting? When is the next steps? Okay. So this may be overwhelming to some of you all. I know, I get it. Because if you haven't already been practicing or didn't even have the clarity of what a plan was, a plan is basically making a decision, okay? It's a diagram. It's steps to a detailed timing of resources and things. Maybe you need to plan a vacation. Maybe you're looking at starting up a business. Maybe you're looking at starting an event planning business. Maybe you want to start a nonprofit or a cause. Maybe you're thinking about a product that you want to create and launch, okay? Whatever your plan is, whatever those details are or resources are that you want to achieve to do something, you first have to have the mindset, okay? Have the mindset for your plan. Then once you have your plan, think about those processes, okay? Your processes also should be in line with the people you're going to serve, okay? So let's go back to the shopping list with the plan. I'm planning to make a shopping list. You're planning to make the shopping list. What is the need for the shopping list, which is typically in line for your processes? I need to plan my meals. I need to take inventory. You don't want to buy 5 jugs or 5-gallon jugs of milk and you already have 3-gallon jugs, for example. Maybe you live alone. Okay. So this is the end of the live. I hope you enjoyed. Click like, share, and I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you.